Yahaya Bello, the former governor of Kogi State, want to japa in the name of medical checkup. If you are so conversant with him and the court case he had, about 80.2 billion naira fraud was leveled against him by Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. On the 27th of June, the court sat just to move forward regarding the case. Now, what Yahaya Bello and his counsel are doing at the moment is to seek for the release of his international passport so that he can travel abroad and seek for medical attention. Now, only Nigeria has somebody go rule for 8 years uninterrupted, yet he can produce good hospital that will cater for the needs of the people and him as the citizen as well. Or rather, having good school, public schools, that even his children fit go without traveling abroad or even going to private schools. If these things are the order of the day, tell me how Nigeria wants it better. Now, I just want to give you every details information on what happened, how it was being rejected, and what they intend to do regarding his plea to travel abroad to seek for medical attention. Now, this information is from the official social media handle of EFCC. Alleged 8.2 billion fraud. EFCC kicks as Yahaya Bello seek medical travel abroad. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on Thursday, 27th of June 2025, opposed an application filed by former governor Kogi State, Yahaya Bello Adoza, seeking leave of court to travel abroad for medical treatment. The application was presented before Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court, Maitama Abuja, during the resumed hearing of Bello's alleged 80.2 billion naira money laundering trial. His counsel J.B. Daudu San urged the court to consider the defendant's health condition as paramount to grant him permission to travel. Daudu informed the court that the application was brought pursuant to Section 1732A of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, ACJA, and under the court's inherent jurisdiction. He said the application was backed by a 22-paragraph affidavit deposed to by the defendant himself, including annexures such as a medical report and a letter from consultant cardiologist. He further argued that Bello had not traveled outside Nigeria in 8 years and now required urgent medical attention, which, according to him, cannot be provided in the hospital he built. The subject of this application is the release of his passport, which was surrendered as part of his bail conditions. What should be considered is not whether there are alternatives in Nigeria, but whether the defendant posed a flight risk, he said. He also claims that the defendant has no criminal record abroad and may not pose a flight risk. He has no criminal record in those countries. The defendant is not a flight risk and will return before and the end of August. My lord, can even specify a return date, he said. However, prosecuting counsel Kemi Pinheiro San strongly objected to the application, describing it as an abuse of court processes. He argued that Bello has previously filed similar applications before another court, the current court and the FCT High Court, seeking the same relief, which we said was improper and confusing. Pinheiro advanced 5 main reasons the application should be denied. First, he said the motion was technically incompetent, as the sureties to Bello Bay were not informed or included in the application, thereby raising questions about the liability if the defendant fails to return. He also emphasized that the case was involved money laundering, and money laundering is international in nature. References charges related to property in Dubai and funds in banks account in the US and UK. The defendant is already under a red notice and international alert. He is being arrested abroad and extradited. He could be hush-puppied from Dubai, Pinheiro warned, alluding to a known cybercrime case. The prosecution further discredited the medical report submitted by the defense, noting that the doctor who signed it failed to indicate his qualifications or specialization. He argued that the health concern mentioned, such as low potassium and mild hypertension, could be managed locally. He says he has low potassium. Bananas and pawpaw will handle that. This is not sufficient reason to fly to UK, he said. Passion. He also pointed out that the irony that Bello had boasted during his tenure of building an ultra-modern hospital in Kogi from Abuja to Lagos in 2 hours advised him to visit the hospital rather than take a 6-hour flight abroad. Now see, somebody was in power for 8 years. He boasted he's going to build an ultra-modern hospital. Now, he can't even access it. He want to travel 6 hours to UK. Now, in his reply on point of law, Daudi insisted that the sureties were not required to be parties to the motion and argued that the red notice previously issued by EFCC has lapses following Bello's arrangement in Nigeria. He argued the court to exercise its discretion in favor of the defendant. Meanwhile, in the proceeding, cross-examination of prosecution witness 4 PW4, Aryan Marshalia Bata, a compliance officer with Zenith Bank PLC, continued. The defense questioned the jurisdiction over several of bank's accounts admitted as exhibit, many of which were outside the branches under his direct supervision. Clarifying on earlier issue raised by the prosecution, PW4 told the court that he wished to place it on the record that he was not harassed by Yahaya Bello's security team, but rather experienced difficulty in finding a seat while in court. I want it on the record that the incident happened while I was trying to get a seat. I later got one and I have no issue with anyone, he said. Following all submission, Justice Emeka Nwite adjourned the matter to July 3 and 4, 2025 for continuation of trial and fixed July 21, 2025 for ruling on the defendant application to travel. Okay, you cannot allow Yahaya Bello to travel out of the country. If he does, that goes to show that we are part of the problem we are facing in Nigeria. Because if you check it properly, somebody spent 8 years in office, boasted that is going to build one of the best hospitals, provide security, good schools, hospital, anything that has to do with government providing. And Yahaya Bello today boasts and beat his chest with his hand that I was able to do this. Until a governor received medical treatment in Nigeria, a president, be it present or else, and there's a law to that effect that they don't have that right to go abroad to seek that which the money has been given to them to provide for Nigerians, I don't think we will be moving any forward. Yahaya Bello should be used as an example to set the record straight. And that is why I'm of the opinion, all this while, that if Nigeria must work, we must see all our lawmakers, our elected office holders in our public schools, their children, they themselves, their wives, should be seen in public hospitals. Until that is done, all these ones we just do, we just dey. How will Yahaya Bello get the mind? Somebody don't rule for 8 years. You say you get low potassium, you won't go abroad, go visa. Is that supposed to be an excuse? Let's assume it's something more serious than that. If na person will get shame, nobody impeach you. There's no allocation federal government supposed to give you where they don't give you. As we speak, Kogi State is still the center of insurgency. As we speak, if better school dey Kogi State, the same money so far used to pay your children's school fees in Abuja, in that same school, I believe that school would have been in Kogi State. Now, in all and all, where I'm not trying to explain you your performance, I'm not from Kogi State, I don't intend to be one. Can you pinpoint one particular laudable project you did while in office towards the benefit of mankind or those in Kogi? I believe that 21st of July judgment should not be in his favor. until we begin to make them eat from the food they cook. Just like the way coronavirus came, both the bourgeois, the rich, the poor were locked down. Some of them now begin to receive medical treatment from their local doctors. Some of them die in that process. But you also know that had it been everything that has to do with medical system were upgraded to international standard, some person will still be alive till tomorrow. But some of them neglected them because they have a professional outside the country, and in the process they were locked down in Nigeria, and that's exactly what is happening to Bello at the moment. Until we begin to let them know that any food so far cooked by them when they were in office, there's every possibility they must eat and dine with us with it. Then they will now begin to know the reason to fix it, because a day like this will come where they cannot travel. So I want to use this opportunity to beg the judge, let Yahaya Bello stay. And outside that, Nigeria government, there should be a law that so long as you are vying for any office, whether for the vote people enter, no matter how small it is, as you enter that power, you know if you go abroad, go receive medical treatment. As you enter that power, your children know if you go abroad, go school or private school. As you enter that power, your wife know will go abroad, go school, or even receive treatment. If that one is done, this one where our president they run scatter from today go to France, tomorrow go to UK. I believe say hospital for Nigeria, it will see the need to fix them. If possible, import professional doctors to Nigeria so that by the time they are now working in collaboration with the local ones, all those ones they will still upgrade. The issue of our doctors, after they don't go school, they will go abroad. If you enter any hospital for abroad, before you go count 3 best doctors, surgeons, any of their field, you will discover say one from Africa or from Nigeria they inside. Because the way that they receive them here, their pay, their wages, the equipment we then get here is quite different from the one we get for us. Not until that one is done. This one, what would they do? Democracy for Nigeria, it will be like that. Whatever you think, drop your comment in the comment section. Once again, share and follow the page. It's a shame that Yahaya Bello, after 8 years, they seek for medical attention abroad. What happened for the one way they not build? I mean, they not give you money. Or was there a time where federal allocation not on the constitution?